So moving on, we have seeds. And perhaps the easiest way to explain seeds is to give a live demonstration. So right now the seed is set to -1. And if I go click generate, we get a new image. We were expecting this. If I click generate again, we get a new image. Now, look what happens when I change the seed into a random number, let's say 19. Then I go click generate. Now what's happened here is that we've generated an image using seed 19. And here's the interesting part, when I go click generate again, the same image is produced. There's no change. Why did this happen? The reason this happened is, first we have to understand what seeds are. And perhaps an easy explanation to understand how they work is that think of seeds as starting points. So before we had it set to -1, we were telling Stable Diffusion to just pick a random seed or starting point every time it generated an image. So that's why whenever we click generate, it would generate a random image. But when I set it to 19, I was fixing the starting point of the image, so how the image is generated. And now when I click generate, it will generate the image that corresponds to the 19th starting point. So to sum it up, by fixing the seed, we can keep the starting point of the image the same. Now, why is this useful? Why would I want to be able to generate the same image over and over again? What use is there in that? The reason this is useful is because now we can change individual parameters within the image and see what individual effect they have on the final image. And so this is massively helpful when you're experimenting, because now I could do something like this. I could take Mountains by Thomas Cole and I could write in the word sunrise. Then click generate. Now see what's happened here. We've generated a slightly different image. We've added the sunrise into the image, but the actual image itself hasn't changed that much. So now we can attribute that change that we just had to me adding the word sunrise in here. Whereas before, if I kept it to -1, it was possible that the whole image itself would have changed. So when I kept it to -1, we get a new image, but I get the sunrise in my image, but the actual whole image itself has changed. But now when I kept it to 19, only that part within the image changed. So straight away, you can see how powerful this is for when you're experimenting and want to know how different words or actual parameters affect your image. And so there's a couple more things about seeds that you have to know. First of all, let's say I want to get it back to how it was before. I want it to be seed -1 so I can keep generating random images each time, or start generating my images from random starting points. To do that, you either click here, or you could just type in -1 here. And just to make it really clear, -1 just means random. And now I can go click generate and we'll generate a different image. Now let's say that I generate an image and I really like the image and I want to be able to know what seed was used to generate that image. To do that, I can click on this button here and it'll give me the actual seed. So long as I keep this seed and I keep all the other parameters the same, I'll be able to come back to Stable Diffusion a week from now and generate the image and I'll get the exact same image. So in a nutshell, understanding how seeds work are very important for when you're experimenting with changing individual parameters and settings within your image. And it will be something that we will heavily use in our future lessons.